Go, Sam. She's hit it. She's ready to rumble. What's our session all about today?
But today we're going to talk about how to get more calm in your crazy world, especially at this time of year. It goes a little bit, and everybody loses their marbles.
And it's been showing up in our Body by Design weight loss group, and it's been showing up in my Ultimate You private coaching group, and it's been showing up here.
Yeah, and I've noticed it at the gym. A lot of people just coming in and out of the gym. Every time you ask, how's everybody going? It's like, wah, wah, wah. Everybody's crazy and excuses. And I couldn't come because. So I think it's a part of Christmas.
I think it is.
Yeah. Well, deadlines, end of the year, all those things you didn't do.
Today we wanted to jump on here and help you to get some clarity, bring some certainty back into your world so that you can start having more fun and more fulfillment if you are currently feeling frustrated. So maybe you're feeling anxious, maybe you're feeling frustrated, maybe you're feeling guilty, maybe you're feeling stressed, maybe you're feeling overwhelmed. And if that's you, then this podcast today is all about you and the strategies that we've just had a coaching call with our Ultimate You group. Well, I have just had a coaching call, and we just broke this down in a 2-hour masterclass. It was phenomenal. So I'm going to share with you some of the tips that I shared with the ladies today. And I wanted to start today with a quote from none other than Tony Robbins, my hero, right? You want to be a hero. Learn to create certainty in the face of fear. That's words spoken from the man, Tony Robbins. And I'm not sure if you're aware, Tony Robbins talks about the 6 core needs, and one of the 6 core needs is certainty. And today we're going to dive deep into certainty and how are you currently getting your certainty need met? Is it resourceful or unresourceful? And if it's unresourceful, perhaps you're having or experiencing more frustration. And then we're going to teach you some simple steps on how you can bring more fulfillment back in your life, take control back so that you can start showing up with more certainty. You can be a happier, more confident person so that you can sail through Christmas and have less roadblocks, less agitation, less frustration. And I don't know about you, but I need more of that in my life right now. What about you?
I'm always right, because things do go a little bit crazy sometimes, and then you tend to lose the plot. And I think what we've learned from Tony Robbins over the years is that the balance of your 6 core needs is really important, and certainty seems to be massive, a huge contributor to living a fulfilled life and being happy and enjoying what's going on around you. So I don't think there's anybody out there that right now, leading up to Christmas of 2022, isn't feeling a little bit of overwhelm, a little bit of frustration, a little bit of craziness, and just needs a little bit of calming. So I think if you're that person, do not switch. Don't push stop now.
Now is the time.
Just keep going.
Because if you are that person, I'm going to explain a couple of the symptoms just so we're on the same page. You're living in fight or flight. You're in the blame, shame, complain game. You're trying to overachieve in every single area except the area that really matters, which is self-love and self-care. You don't feel like you're making any headwind right now, and you're focusing on all the things that you're not doing instead of focusing on the things that you should or are doing. And the talk in your head right now is so toxic because it's full of the word should, like should. I should have done that. I should have done that. I should have done that. I should have done this. I should have gone to that event. I should have done that. I should. So you're shitting all over yourself. So if you can relate to any of those symptoms and you're feeling a little bit anxious and a little bit like, I don't have time for this today, tune in, baby, because we got some good stuff for you today. And I wanted to share with you a story that happened today, just between me and Sam. You can have your version.
I think you should have your version.
I want to see if Sam will be in. That's fine. What do we experience today? So 2 weeks really, eh?
Yeah, so 2 weeks. For the last 2 weeks, Ursha's steroids have been increased. So it means she's not as energized as normal, which is actually the opposite of what we had last time. During steroids, she was so wide awake and ready to go on everything, but feeling really tired, struggling to, like, appetite has gone really low. So actually also tired from the lack of food, for better words, just not getting energy from food, and just finding everything really, really, really hard. So we've had a few ups and downs over the last couple of weeks with frustration getting in the way. And today was another one of those days where it's just everything was just and just being super frustrated.
I lost my shit this morning.
She lost her shit a bit this morning.
I lost my shit with, like, I don't often, like, I have to say, in 21 years, it's not very often I lose my shit. I think, I don't know, maybe how many times? I couldn't even count it really.
Maybe three. Maybe.
Yeah. And so today I woke up agitated, like very agitated, and was just being triggered left, right, and center. So no matter what Sam was doing, I was just like, oh, I'm just in attack mode. And it's not attacking Sam, although it may come across I'm attacking Sam if you were to listen to the recorded message of that, and thank God it wasn't recorded, but it's attacking myself. So I want this message to reach people that maybe need to hear it. Maybe you've changed medications lately, and maybe you are confused and feeling confronted and isolated and alone and challenged physically, mentally, and spiritually. Maybe you're the type of person that is working for somebody right now, and that boss or the co-worker is putting extra unnecessary pressure on you, like you, and you're not saying yes to you, you're saying yes to that other person, that boss person, and that's causing your frustration to go up. Maybe
it could be, maybe you're going through some hormone imbalances at the moment. You could be hitting menopause, or maybe you're pregnant, or post baby, anything like that, where your hormones have taken either a dive or they've taken a real high, and you just feel like you don't have any control over your emotions and your behavior and your reactivity and all of that.
So you're being, I guess, more reactive as opposed to reactive. So you feel, I knew one of them, reactive instead of proactive, right? And after this podcast, we'll teach you how you can become more proactive. And sometimes things are in your control, and sometimes things are not in your control. So I'm not talking to anyone here at the moment that feels completely lost, like they need to go to the doctor and get some serotonin sorting in the brain, because that's where I've been feeling like I need to go. So I won't be surprised when I go to the doctors tomorrow. However, this is to help people right now that are really experiencing a lack of control. They want to take control back. They're being more reactive. It's like having your period on speed. It's just like it's tenfold. It's like it's there. And you've got irrational is words that I keep saying all the time. Like I feel really irrational, extremely aggressive, assertive, and challenged and triggered. So one of the tools that I wanted to talk to tonight that I'm really digging deep into, and I use this a lot with my coaching clients, is certainty. So we can get our certainty met in two different ways. We can get it met resourcefully and unresourcefully. I've been getting it met a little bit unresourcefully. And as much as I'd like to change my medication, so I think, was it 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago. It's probably the first flare-up I've had with my autoimmune. And so I'm thinking, I've got my shit together. We're on the decline one more time to get rid of these steroids. And it's been a 2-year journey of up and down. And then all of a sudden my blood test just went AWOL. They just went septic. And every couple of days they were just going up and up and up and up. And it was completely out of control. And my specialist like, get you on steroids. Let's load you up quickly. And I'm like a Nina Mina machine. Like I'm just bruised from bloods. And that, without a doubt, is going to put me in frustration because it's something that I'm not controlling. And so anyway, I went on medication, and what I've noticed is that my temperament has just exasperated. It's just got higher and higher and less resistant, less tolerant. Like, I'm not a good person. I don't even want to be around myself. That's how bad it is right now. So we're having a conversation this morning, and it seems like, well, what is it about and what do you need? And I was just like, I don't know. And it's just completely like period talk. Like, this is just one of those, like a pit bull. So what I did tonight with the ladies that I coach in Ultimate You is we talked about certainty and where their frustrations are right now. So lots of work issues came up, lots of issues potentially with partners came up, with family came up. So it doesn't matter where the issue comes from. But if you're getting your uncertainty met unresourcefully, which we're going to give you the list very shortly, you're going to notice that frustration goes up even more, like even more. So let's have and what does unresourcefully mean? Unresourcefully means that it's not good for you. So if you're getting this, because you have to get certainty need met, let's just be clear. You have to get it met. So you're either going to get it the good guy or the bad guy, right? And one of them is it good for you? Is it good for the environment? And are you focused on fear and worry? So I've definitely been focused on fear and worry at an unconscious level. I'd like to say that I had conscious awareness around it. And when I've had a little bit of extra rage that I'm not used to dealing with, I had conscious awareness around it. So you may be in a position right now where you're not actually aware of what's happening, but you notice that there is something a little bit different. And I don't want you to beat yourself up about it. I just want you to listen, take some notes, send me a message and say, thanks for sorting my shit out, Ash and Sam. Okay? That's all I want you to do. I don't want you to beat yourself up, because this is not the podcast to beat yourself up. Because if I was to put money on you right now, I bet you've been doing that for a very long time. So stop that shit right now, because it's not useful. It's not resourceful. All right. So number one, if you notice that you've got more fear and more worry in your life right now, this is some of the signs that you may be experiencing. Overeating. Overeating is one of the ways, and this comes up a lot in our, I can't even think.
Body by Design.
Thank you, Sam. Gosh, my brain. In our Body by Design group, which is a weight loss program for women that struggle with emotional eating and yo-yo dieting. So this is one that's come up a lot. So when there's an uncertainty, they will eat food so that they can feel certain. They also eat food so that they can suppress emotion, because expressing emotion is sometimes unfamiliar and you definitely don't have any certainty around it. Now, you may not be in that group, but you still may notice, hey, that's me. Mm-hmm. So when shit gets bad, you go and grab some food. When shit gets really bad, I don't eat. Like, I just don't eat. Like, if I'm really mad and frustrated, last thing I think about is food. First thing Sam thinks about is food. So which way do you eat? Do you undereat? Do you overeat? Alcohol is another way that you can get your certainty need met. So are you the type of person that finishes work every night and you need to have a glass of wine? Maybe a few beers, just a few, right? Sometimes that's your way of getting your certainty need met. No judgment, because we all need to get our certainty need met. Smoking is another one. Drugs is another one. Sex is another one.
Hours of TV.
Oh,
you know, like you get home, you grab your glass of wine or something, and you sit in front of the TV and you just sit there until dinner, and then after dinner you again just
shit flicks,
watching hours and
like
hours of
shit
TV.
Shit flicks. Like, whoa,
because then you can tune out of your crazy world and watch somebody else's shit.
I've been watching Christmas movies to calm myself every night at like 12 o'clock at night. I'm watching a Christmas movie. Like, it's mental, the different habits. Since I've started on steroids at a higher dose again, my whole habits have flipped, and it's no wonder I'm going batshit crazy. So the other one is controlling others. So you're trying to control your partner. I may have tried to control Sam today, right? Control your partner, control your children, control your work colleagues, control your family. So if you're trying to control the outcome for other people, or you're blaming, shaming, and complaining other people, that's also your way of getting your certainty met in an unresourceful way.
And then the other one is like having this obsessive compulsive behavior where everything has to be perfect. You know, normally it's crazy if everything's okay, but then you just suddenly flip and everything then has to be perfect, and it has to be straight, and it has to be clean, and you lose yourself a little bit. May have gone a little bit mental around to-do lists, around what's wrong in every single room in the house. That's another way of getting certainty.
Completely normal. Like, is that not normal? Does not everyone else out there focus on all the things that are wrong, and then you have a to-do list like this? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not normally.
We know things are bad when the to-do list.
But the to-do list in every room, I've broken it down in the house. So that's becoming OCD. I can't even say the words today. See, even my language is just out.
And another one is procrastination. Another one. So where you just keep delaying the thing that you should be doing, and you find a distraction like putting up a Christmas tree
at 2:30 in the morning,
putting up lights outside, because it's easier to do that than it is to do the thing that you know you should do that maybe is just a little bit challenging or you don't want to get done. So you start procrastinating.
It's the thing, not necessarily that you should be doing, but it's the one task that's going to get you closer to your goals.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be really clear about that, right? So you're procrastinating, you're stuck in a rut, but you'll do other shit that's not progressing you forward, because remember, getting certainty met in an unresourceful way means it's not good for you. It's not good for you. It's not good for the greater good. And you're focused on fear and worry. So if you're focused on fear and worry, you're not going to worry about your future. You're going to stay stuck in the mud, feeling like crap. So hands up, which ones do you relate to? I just want you to recap all of them, Sam.
So we've got overeating, drinking, smoking, drugs,
Gambling,
watching too much
shit
TV,
flicks, social media, YouTube, TikTok, all of it goes in there.
Controlling other people, obsessive compulsive behaviors, procrastination,
Stuck in a rut. Did you say my one about the Christmas tree? Yeah, like making sure it was perfect. Okay, so I'm curious, which ones are you focused on right now? So I'm certainly not overeating right now. I would definitely go as far as to say I'm undereating. Like I had a shake yesterday.
It's just the opposite. So it's still unresourceful because now instead of overeating, she's undereating, which is her way of dealing with stress, which I don't understand. Like, what the hell? But anyway,
and it's crazy.
But it is another way. So you could say overeating, undereating. They can both
and
be
both of them are self-sabotaging yourself. So I'm starving myself, Sam's overeating herself. So we all have it. There's no right or wrong. We both just have different preferences at an unconscious level, right? So if you're drinking every night, then you need to be thinking, how else can I get my certainty need met in a more resourceful way? Otherwise, your clothes aren't going to fit very, very long. Or maybe you're substituting alcohol for food and you're not eating as much. So just depends on where you're sitting right now. And if you're feeling frustrated and you want to move forward and you want to have more fulfillment, then we're going to give you the flip side. Are you ready for this? You might want to take pen and paper for this because it's going to blow you out of the water. Number one,
routine. Routine is like golden. You've got to have a routine. And you know what? Think about routine. Think about, let's just use overeating as an example. Hands up. If Monday to Friday, when you get up, you sort your stuff out, you get in the car, you drive to work, you've got your routine at work, you come home, you cook your dinner, you eat dinner, you go to bed at a certain time because you've got to get up the next morning. You have a routine Monday to Friday. Then Saturday, Sunday comes. Now, as a personal trainer for the last 20 years, every person that I train, oh, but it's the weekend. Oh, I can't control it on the weekend. Oh, I didn't have breakfast. I didn't eat this, because the routine flips out. Because Monday to Friday, you have an awesome routine going to work or study or whatever. There's a routine. Saturday and Sunday, no routine, unresourceful behavior, overeating, undereating, drinking more, skipping meals, all the unresourceful stuff happens.
More shit flicks, having pizza and alcohol with shit flicks.
Obsessive compulsive, like cleaning behaviors might begin on the weekends, right? You procrastinate on the weekend. You can say, oh, I'll just do it on Monday. All of those unresourceful behaviors come in because of routine falling away on the weekend. That's just an example of a weekend.
Yeah.
And I think most of us fall into that pretty much, because I bet you very few of you set your alarm on Saturday and Sunday mornings for the same time that you do Monday to Friday, and that you make your lunch and prepare everything. You won't. You just won't do that. It's your sleep in the mornings. Anyway, that was my little thing.
And rituals. What are the rituals that you need to either put back into your life that they've dropped off, or maybe need to add into your life so that you can get certainty need met? So some people do journaling, some people pray, some people meditation. Like mine's my celery juice every morning. Like that's just my ritual. Like everyone knows that's my ritual. Grab a celery juice, have it every single morning. When I don't have my celery juice, I'm not going to eat as well, right?
Going for
exercise first thing in the morning, like your normal. What is your normal exercise rituals? What do you do? Do you go out for a walk? Do you do spin classes? Do you boxing classes? Do you do abs? Have you got your personal trainer? Like what is it that is your normal rituals for your health and well-being first thing in the morning? Because if you're going straight for caffeine in the bakery, I'm just going to put money on the fact that we're probably having more frustration than we are right now fulfillment. Ask me how I know, because we've done that sometimes in our lives. Right. So when we are not getting our certainty need met resourcefully, so that's when it's, good for you and good for the planet, and it's good for your potential. Like, it's best for your future self is the best way to say it. So when you don't have routine and you don't have rituals, guess what's going to show back up? More shit flicks, more YouTube, more TikTok, which is so unresourceful. It's just not good for your health. It's not good for your mental and emotional well-being. It's not good for your relationships. It's not good for your experience. It's certainly not good for your confidence. So the next one is organized. Organization. So if you want certainty need met in a more resourceful way, you need to be organized. Stop winging shit. Guess who's been winging shit for the last 2 weeks? I've been smashing out some amazing, just a go, right? That's where steroids have been fantastic. But there's not a plan. Like, people say to me, how many weeks ahead are you on your podcast? Right now, it's 9:35 p.m. on Sunday night, and this will be dropped at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. That's how advanced we are. Got it? But if we were organized, we would have these 3-4 weeks ahead of time, instead of doing them last minute on a Sunday night, when really we should be unwinding, have no blue block glasses on. We shouldn't have the screen here, and we were able to slowly come down and go to sleep. But now we're going to be wired for another hour because we're not organized. And when I say we're not organized, it's me. I'm not organized.
I'm never organized.
So we're winging a lot at the moment. And I've noticed that I can do. There's no system, there's no structure, daily routines going out the window. I haven't been doing my journaling. I've been doing more than normal meditation, right? But there's things in there that I need to come back to. Why? So I can feel less frustrated and start taking control back of my life.
Another one is backing self. So, like, it's pretty simple. Well, you need to be your cheerleader. You need to back yourself on everything you do, instead of self-sabotaging all the time. Instead of talking yourself down about, oh, you always do this, saying you always say you're going to do this and you never do it, and there's no point, no bother. Every day is a new opportunity to start again. And it doesn't matter if you promised to do it before in the past and you never did it. Back yourself, believe in yourself. That's our logo, that's our saying at our gym: believe in yourself. Because you've got to, if you don't believe in yourself, how can other people believe in you? Like, you've got to take that first step forward.
It is scary. Like, if you haven't listened to the previous podcasts about slaying the dragon and eating the frog, go back 2 or 3. Like, go back. These are the most critical ones, I believe, that we've done in the last 12 months. These will change your life. Like, you've got to start slaying the dragon. And when you stop slaying the dragon, you go back to unresourceful ways to get your certainty need met. But when you are slaying the dragon and you're showing up for yourself and you're backing yourself, you start to build your confidence. Because when you don't, and this is the other one, is when you are certainty of self, when you are not certain of the direction that you want to travel in, you start procrastinating. When you're not certain about your goals and your dreams and you don't think that you matter, you start watching more shit flicks and tuning into other people's days of their lives, which is boring as batshit. Like, why would you want to listen to and watch someone else's dreams unfold at the best of time, let alone when you're feeling frustrated? Like, don't do it when you're frustrated. Start living your life by design, creating your dreams, because you matter. Your dreams matter. And we put them on the back burner. So when we're not showing up for ourselves, our confidence takes a hit. So when you make promises to yourself and you have goals and you tick them off, like, this is why you need to have a habit tracker. Like, it is one of the best tools. I have to do a podcast on the habit tracker. When I'm not doing my habit tracker and I'm not ticking it off every single day, my confidence goes down and I'm looking to certainty in an unresourceful way. That's how amazing habit trackers are. Even if I miss one on my habit tracker, it doesn't worry me, because it keeps me on track and it keeps me taking action towards my dreams, my goals, and my desires, which boosts my confidence because I'm green and growing and I'm not brown and rotting. Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
What? Beautiful. This is why we have to just do it late at night time. Okay,
And
accountability.
accountability is a biggie. So
Huge.
this is, you can't trust yourself, basically. You can't trust yourself because you're going to go back to frustration and you're going to do all those unresourceful behaviors, because when things get hard, we tend to be like ostriches and stick our head in the sand and hope that no one sees us, and that all the dangers and all the fears and everything will just disappear. So by having the accountability, having an accountability buddy, your partner, if that's not working for you, get a friend. If that's not working for you, get a personal trainer, get a coach, get somebody,
A mentor.
somebody that is going to keep you focused in the direction you need to go, so that when you hit the road bump, is it, what do you call it?
Roadblock.
Roadblock.
Oh, road bump.
Road bump.
Yeah. Speed bump.
Speed bump. That's the one. It's like a
Speed
road
bump.
bump. When you hit the speed bump, instead of being scared to go over the speed bump and turning around and going backwards, they are the people that are going to help get you over that speed bump and get you to the other side where things are way better.
They're not going to be, listen, I've got to be clear about this. They're not going to be the people that are going to take you back to meeting certainty in an unresourceful way. They're not going to take you to shit flux. They're not going to take you out drinking. They're not going to take you to the bakery. They're not going to go and find unresourceful patterns or behaviors that keep you stuck. They are not those people. So people, when they come to coach me, they're like, oh, I've got this friend and she does this and she's my drinking friend. She's my eating friend. She's my celebration friend. And I'm like, put her on the back burner until you start showing up for yourself, because your friend is going to just drag you back into your comfort zone because she's comfortable there. And if you need to really prioritize your needs, and I've said to you, your dreams matter, then you got to find people that are dream makers. You got to align with people that are going to challenge you. They're going to booty kick you. That when you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, there's a consequence for it. Like, I pay money to be part of various accountability groups in Australia, in America, and in the UK. I also have 3 coaches on call. Twice I had to catch it with my coach this week, just twice. I had to. Because the frustration was so huge. I was living in my head. Now, I could continue living in my head instead of letting it out and having someone else walk me through it, talk me through it, and get me to the next chapter, or I could stay stuck in the mud. Now, trust me, I wanted to stay stuck in the mud, and I still want to stay stuck in the mud, and it's okay to be stuck in the mud. Someone like me is not good stuck in the mud.
It's okay to be stuck in the mud for a period of time. We all get stuck in the mud for a little bit. But if you get stuck there for days and then weeks, then the mud starts to dry up, and then you can't get yourself out of it, because now you're planted like a tree in sand. It's not even mud anymore. It's hard, solid soil. And then you're truly stuck. You've got to get stuck, but get yourself out as quickly as you can. Think of it like sinking sand.
Yeah, be resourceful. Like, there are so many people out there that have gone through what you've been through that it would be the best investment you will ever make in your life. Like, I often say to people when I struggled with anxiety, and this is what I'm talking about, when you're focused on fear and worry, get yourself out of that sooner rather than later, because before you know it, depression's around the corner. Before you know it, agoraphobia is around the corner. Before you know it, you don't want to live anymore. That's how serious I am about this. So when I say that I'm living with more frustration and less fulfillment, I will pay and do and be wherever I need to be to get this clarity sorted, so that I can get back in the game of life. I can start removing myself from being below the line and move above the line. I can go from brown and rotting to green and growing. Now, that is a way more resourceful strategy for me. And one of the quickest ways that I can do, if I can't get in to see my coach or my mentor like within 12 hours, because that's what I like to do, is like, boom, get me in straight away, sort it out. This is a trigger for me. This is causing me to procrastinate. This is causing me to be stuck in a rut. Let's have a session. I need to move forward. These are the things that I do. Am I following my daily routine? Where in my routine have I missed? If my health is deteriorating right now, so what's the routine? What's the new routine that I need to implement? Do I need to lose some weight? Do I need to have more energy dense food? Do I need to do more yin yoga? Do I need to do more boxing training? Do I need to start doing triathlon training? Do I need to make sure that I've got a trainer 2 or 3 times a week? Like, what is the food that I'm consuming? Is it resourceful or is it unresourceful? Am I drinking coffee? So we stopped chai lattes about 5 months ago. It happened.
Yeah.
And we wanted to support one of our local businesses here for chai lattes because, you know, businesses were shutting. So we would go down there and spend $8 a day on coffee, right? Chai lattes. So yeah, $16 a day, and put the money aside. The sugar content in the chai lattes was something like 28%. We don't want to get into it, but
It was high.
let's just say the sweet chais, a lot of sugar.
And delicious.
Delicious. So I was like, that's it. Health has no, we're eliminating any form of processed sugar, getting my bloods back on track. That's it. No, that's one thing I don't need. It's unresourceful for me. Is it nice to have connection? Yes, it is. Do I really love them? Yes, I do. Didn't have them for 2 or 3 weeks. Went back and I was like, It's like when you give up smoking and then you haven't had one and then you puff it and you think, God, that's disgusting. But you keep puffing the same fag until you learn to like it again. Stop doing that. Don't do it. All right, because we want to make sure that you're getting certainty met in a really good way so that you can start showing up for you. Because if you show up for you, then you have the courage and the bravery and the confidence to show up for your families, for your partner, for your work colleagues, for your wider community. And that's really important because right now there's a lot of craziness. I mean, look at me. There's craziness going on in the world. There's a lot of people that are struggling right now. There's a lot of frustration right now. There's a lot of loss of control right now. And when we are experiencing all of those emotions, we tend to isolate ourselves. We disconnect from the real world. And as Sam said, we become ostriches and we bury our head in the sand because we don't want to show people that part of us. We try to keep that hidden. And from someone who's dealt with agoraphobia and depression and anxiety, that is the worst thing that you should be doing and could be doing. Because right now, when you hide, you escalate your stuff that goes on in your head. And when you're in your head, you're dead. But when you actually start showing up for yourself and you make those little baby steps every single day. Remember, we told you about the FYB jar, like every single day when you just put something in there, it's celebrating you, celebrating those wins. It's sometimes when you've had a hard knock and sometimes when life is just, you know, feels like you're being thrown off a cliff, just writing in one fuck yeah baby moment every single day will be enough to start rebuilding your confidence. And then you will start feeling like your dreams matter. Then you'll start showing up differently. And isn't that what it's really about? Because Christmas is all about giving. And this episode is all about you giving back to you. So we would love to hear what your key takeaways were from this particular episode. And if this was useful for you, please just reach out. You are never, ever, ever alone. And we wish you all the best in the weeks leading up to Christmas. And we hope, trust and believe that this has served so many people. And please do us a favor and share this one out because you don't know how many people out there are struggling right now and need to hear this. You might be a superwoman and have your shit together right now. I don't have my shit together right now. So if I'm struggling right now, I really want to be able to help anyone else that's going through some stuff right now where they're feeling really frustrated, like they don't feel like they've got any control. They don't feel like they're achieving in any area of their life. I want them to know that they're not alone. Until next week, everyone. Don't forget to be freaking awesome. That's what Robin Banks is. And Robin Banks, if you don't know who Robin Banks is, I think you need to follow him.
Yep, you do need to find him.
You,
Mr. Absolutely. Robin Banks, Mind Power. You'll be able to find him. I'm sure if you just Google search, he will be out there. He's definitely one of those. You know how you're supposed to surround yourself with 5 people that are going to grow you, who are going to bring the best out of you. He is one of our 5, and I highly recommend that he's one of yours.
I do his affirmations every single morning. And I'll give you an example. I am brilliant. I am bright. I'm a radiant being of light.
I'm an outstanding peak performer.
I'm a dynamic life transformer. That's what happens when you have a mentor that just you listen to every single day. So from our world to your world, lots of love, Lots of hugs, and we will see you for 5 Minute Friday. See everybody.
Bye.
If you loved this episode today, like if you loved it, even if you just liked it a little bit, that would help. We would love to ask you a huge favor. Can you please, a million times, please, subscribe to our channel.
Push the button below. Just push it now before you forget. Just go push it.
You can do it.
Because not only will you never miss an episode ever again,
Never.
you'll always be there, but then you'll also help other people find us, because the more people that watch us, the more people that will get our message, and then more people will be part of our podcast. Wouldn't that be awesome?
And we can't not see you and hear you every week, can we? We just can't. So just do it. Just do it.
Just push the button.
Eat the frog. Do it now.
It's right down there.
Go do it for us. That'll be like the best present you could ever give us. Thank you.
Bye.